Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. This pick a card reading is going to focus on what to let go in order to let this in. So what to let go and what to embrace. So if you have not as of yet chosen a card or a crystal on the table, go ahead and do that now. There are timestamps down below in the description box where you can go directly to the up close video clip, up close picture clip, both in silence, so that way you're not distracted, you're not disturbed during your selection process. You can pause where necessary, take as much time in order to choose. If during your selection process you feel led to pick more than one card or crystal on the table, listen to your intuition. Listening to your intuition is always going to be highly encouraged here. Pick more than one if you feel it necessary. These readings are timeless, so whether you watch at the upload time or sometime later down the road, whenever it's placed into your awareness and you feel that intuitive nudge to watch, there may indeed be a message here for you. Nonetheless, what I always say is that these readings are general. Can't possibly expect to connect with all the thousands of you that watch and click on these videos. Although I hope that you manage to find a message here. But what I always say is if you don't, let's say, find a message here in this particular reading, maybe consider checking out my pick a card playlist. I have a bunch there that you can explore, have fun looking through. I have love pick a cards, birthday pick a cards, timeless zodiac sign readings, pick a cards that focus on spirituality, others that focus on career. So have fun exploring my channel. There could be another reading in there somewhere for you instead that has the messages that you are looking for. And what I always say also is that if, let's say, nothing connects for you, it's okay. I trust that the universe will guide you to the right message, the right rabbit hole, the right synchronicity to lead you down a path to guide you to the right confirmation that you need at a particular time in your journey, because that is how the magic works. And I trust that the magic of the universe will guide you right and true to lead you to the messages that you need for confirmation along the way. So with all of that being said, Star Family, I will leave you here and I will meet you at your reading of choice. Pile number 1 viewers, you chose this card here, and I did shuffle for all of these cards that you choose from, and it so happened that you got the first card in this deck. So yeah, a number 1 for pile number 1. And then you chose the Lemurian quartz, or Lemurian seed crystal here for your crystal. That's your card. I will incorporate this into the reading as I get more things on the table. I'm going to start first with the Witch's Tarot. We're going to be looking at what is it that you should let go in order to let this in, or what you should let go and what you should embrace. I did a reading like this, oh my gosh, it feels like forever ago. And I figured, you know what, I would bring it back because it's been so long. And you know what I think I might do is link that reading in the description box for you all. So that way, if you want to refer back to the first time I did this topic, you can have that as a reference. So let's see. What to let go. I'm going to start with that first. Okay. So what is it that you, pile number 1 viewers, need to let go? What to let go? Pile number 1 viewers, what is it that needs to be let go? Okay, there's one card. Let's see if we get another one. What to let go. All right, and then I'm going to grab the deck later on and find out what to let in. All right, so let's see what to let go. 3 of Swords and the King of Cups. So for some of you, this could be a heartbreak, a breakup, a loss, some kind of sadness, maybe over a King of Cups. Maybe you are the King of Cups. Maybe you're the Cancer, Pisces, and or Scorpio person, or this is somebody that maybe you're working on letting go. Okay. Basically, this pain, this loss, this heartache, this sorrow, this sadness in your life, whether it's caused by another person or by a situation or scenario, but whatever it is that right now you need to let go of, it's kind of causing this disparate energy between your heart and your mind, or your mind and your heart. And when we are in alignment with spirit and with our divine inner being, we are in balance with both head and heart. Okay. And in order to bring ourselves into alignment, we got to balance, again, we got to balance those things out if we are ever going to bring ourselves into balance, harmony, and alignment within. So there could be some conflict of head and heart that has you troubled at this time, that maybe it is creating a conflict in your life or in your love life or in your romantic life. There's something about a conflict with maybe other people, because it's a number 3 with the 3 of Swords. And it's kind of maybe taking a toll on your emotional life, especially with the King of Cups, if that is you. I just feel like this energy of disparate fighting heads and hearts, right? The conflict of head and heart is what needs to be brought into alignment. It's what needs to be let go in order to bring yourself into alignment. So you can sit on your throne like the King of Cups and be in control of your thoughts, be in control of your emotions, to the point where it brings you balance and alignment, you see. I hope I didn't ramble that up and have it not make sense. Anyhow, hope it makes sense. But this 3 of Swords energy is what needs to go. And I think it's because of maybe some hurt, maybe some loss you've experienced. Maybe someone broke your heart. Maybe you are ruminating, right, over what happened in that scenario. Maybe there's a situation in your life right now that you can't stop thinking about. And in the midst of thinking about it, it affects not only your thoughts, but your emotions as well. Do you see? And when you start with a thought, it will trickle down into the emotional sphere and affect your emotional body. So we want to, like, when we have a negative thought, let's say, we kind of want to stop that in its tracks before it spirals into our feelings. Because once the feelings get hold of that thought, it's a very slippery slope, and it's hard to reel it back in. So this card wants to come into alignment with its inner being. And in order to do so, we got to do that inner alchemy work, right, of transmutation. So I'm wondering if maybe you have been working on that, or you're soon to be working on that. But if you haven't been working on it already, this is basically Spirit's way of saying to you, this is something that needs to be healed. Okay, we got to work on that shadow. We got to bring the heart and the mind into alignment with one another. So that way you're in balance all the time. And so that way you can intuitively use your abilities, because King of Cups is highly intuitive energy. It's also very in sync with its emotional sphere, right? It has the emotions under control, but in a very healthy way. And when we are in alignment, right, we can tap into Spirit's messages for us. We can use our psychic abilities and skills to navigate our world. So there's a need to kind of heal this heart, heal the mind, body, heart, and spirit, right? The pain of the past and the wounding of the past is what needs to be let go. The equilibrium is what is needed to be found. Okay. So any hurt, pain, confusion, even, I'll go so far as to say confusion, because there's clouds in this card with the 3 of Swords. Conflicts with others, that's what needs to be let go. Heartbreak, that's what needs to be let go. Sorrow, regret for what you can't change in the past, that also needs to be let go. Spirit wants you to always be in alignment, because that's your happy place, right? When you're in alignment, you're constantly in sync with Spirit. And your soul naturally is, on an inherent level, it wants to be in union with Spirit, because that's where the alignment and the balance is, right? So the pain, heartache, loss, sadness, regrets of the past, a difficult situation, challenging situation, maybe with someone, or conflict with someone in a situation where maybe there's multiple people involved and there's a lot of kind of challenge and difficulty in that situation that needs to be let go in order to bring yourself into a healthy balance of mind and heart. Okay. So let's see, what is it that Spirit wants you to let in, right? You got to let that go in order to let what in? What is it that Spirit wants you to let in? What to let in? Pile number 1 viewers. Okay. So this card and this card. All right, let's see. What to let in. Wow, the wish fulfillment. Okay. And we have the 5 of Wands. Right? It kind of feels like this is your wish fulfillment. Your wish fulfillment wants to come in, but there's some angst that you got to resolve. And I don't know if that's, again, we have another card with the 5 of Wands. We have another card of conflict. Sometimes the 5 of Wands can talk about challenges, again, fights with other on the external level outside of us. But then there's also that internal fight within, which is also represented here with the 3 of Swords of the conflict of head and heart. Right? I also feel like Spirit wants you to let this go so you can make space and room for your wish fulfillment to come in. It's Aquarius energy of the star. Some of you might be Aquarius or have that in your chart somewhere. Whatever your wish fulfillment is to you. Okay, it's this energy over here that needs to be resolved, brought into alignment in order to let the wish in. And the other thing that I was getting was that Spirit wants you also to welcome, okay, and I say this because it's a 5, and 5s can speak of challenges. All right, Spirit wants you to welcome the challenge because you're capable. Okay. Spirit also wants you to welcome the challenge on the road towards your wish fulfillment, because you know sometimes the road to our success, or road to our desires and our destiny, okay, with the star, can be a little bumpy, but that doesn't mean you can't have some fun along the way. 5s are a number of change. It's 5 of Wands, right? 5s are a number of change, so welcome the change. Welcome any, you know, kind of I would say bumpy road or challenge along the way to getting there, because it'll make it that much more memorable. Okay, when we can kind of like, when we arrive at our destination, let's say, and we can look back on the journey, we can see how everything led us to where we were supposed to be all along. And that's the good, the bad, and what have you, right? That's what makes great storytelling. You know, you do have a little bit of adversity on the road towards, you know, a great quest. And that's what I'm picking up with this star and the 5 of Wands. Okay. Just like Indiana Jones, right? Any great adventure story has a few bumps or challenges along the road, but it kind of makes the adventure to getting there that much more exciting. And there's an affirmation that says, I make friends with the obstacles and hindrances on my path because I'm always led to my greatest and highest good. Okay, I'm always led in the direction of my good anyway. So even if I do come across a couple bumps, hindrances, obstacles along the way, I make friends with them because it's all working out in my favor. You see, and that's what these cards are reminding me of, that affirmation. Okay. And I look at the star like this is your divine guidance. This is your star family, your spirit team with the star looking out for you, trying to guide you in the right direction. This over here, this pain, sorrow, loss, sadness, regret, conflict of head and heart, the imbalances that you find in your everyday life or in your emotional life or in your romantic life, these could be creating kind of blockages for you, right? And we kind of got to clear that out of the way, maybe do the shadow work, transmute and alchemize, all that, in order to allow spirit to move and guide us where we're meant to be with the star. Because the star is, you know, stars in the sky are constellations, let's say, right? And the constellations in the sky have always been used as a navigation tool, a map in the sky to guide you right and true, to show you what your true north is. Spirit's trying to guide you and give you the guidance that you seek with the star, to help you navigate any challenges that might be placed before you on the road to your wish fulfillment. or the road to whatever it is that you seek. And it's a matter of trusting, right? Spirit wants you to trust. So what to let in? Give room, Spirit, to move, right? Let Spirit in so Spirit can move. But if you're focused on everything over here with the Three of Swords and the King of Cups, that's keeping you in that, you know, disparate energy. It makes it hard for Spirit to work. It makes it hard for Spirit to help you navigate into the new. And I say into the new because you have this card here. This speaks of new beginnings, new projects, new possibilities. Yes, new possibilities, right? Maybe a baby. You know, maybe if some of you have been, you know, with fertility problems, okay, and you've been focusing on that over here, and that causes you pain, Spirit wants you to put your trust, right, in the divine, and put your energy into faith, not fear, okay, in order to welcome a little one in. And this energy, you know, talks about a brand new beginning, brand new possibilities. I feel like this brand new beginning, this fresh start, is what Spirit wants you to let in. But in order to let the new in, you got to let go of the past. We can't dwell on the past and the things we can't fix necessarily, or the things that have already happened that we can't take back, right? We can't go back in time and undo them, right? What is done is done. The only thing we can really focus on is the future, and that's where we create our future. We create our future right now. So Spirit's like saying, let this go so you can welcome your wish in. Let this go so we can guide you in the right direction of it. And we can help you navigate around with the Five of Wands any challenges that you might have on the road there, if any, right? If there are any conflicts outside of you or challenges or in your circumstance on the road to your wish fulfillment, we'll help you navigate around them, so that way it's not even a hindrance, it's not an obstacle. Everything that appears to be a hindrance or an obstacle ends up working out in your favor anyway. We will guide you and give you the synchronicity with the star, because sometimes the star can speak of synchronicity. We'll guide you with synchronicity, right? To give you the information, the know-how, to confirm, right, to you what you need at the right time, at the right moment. Whenever you feel conflict, trust that we have your back. And that even when something shows up unexpectedly, there's a feeling here, no matter what you do, where you go, what you decide, or what comes before you, okay, we will help you work around it. Because this brand new beginning, okay, Spirit wants you to be open to the possibilities of the things to come. Spirit wants you to let your team, your angels, your guides in a little bit, right? Give them a little bit of wiggle room to work. One way we could do that is trust and faith, right? With the star card, that we're being guided. We surrender a bit. We release the conflict and the challenges that we feel within, and we give them space. We remove the resistance, and we give our team on the other side, because we always have them on our back or at our back, guiding and helping assist the way. They can't intervene unless we ask, There's that rule there. But with divine guidance and assistance, If you seek, if you request it, it will be provided to you to navigate around anything that is in the way on the road to your wish fulfillment, whatever your wish fulfillment is to you. Okay, you're not alone. Your star family is looking out for you. They're helping you along the way, helping you navigate your life, helping you travel in the right direction of a wish on your heart. If you dwell in fear, doubt, if you allow that to kind of be what is in control, it creates the blockage. So Spirit's like, let that go so we can do our job, right? So we can work on your behalf, because you are always being guided right and true. We just need you to trust and have faith that you are, and believe that you are. So let's see if we can get some Language of Flowers cards here. Whoa, what was that? I just felt one flip over. Status, adaptation, change will be better than you think. There you go, right? The changes will be better than you think. It says adaptation, right? You got to adapt a little bit. Give us room, right, to work, and then be flexible and adapt to the changes that'll guide you in the right direction, right? Because there's something over here with the fetus energy that's developing. It wants to develop, but we might delay our own progress, right? When we kind of stay stuck in the conflicts of our head and heart. Our heart says one thing, our mind says another, and it just creates this imbalance, which creates resistance, which doesn't allow us to move forward, which doesn't allow us to heal, and just creates all the blockages, when really Spirit just wants to lead us to our wish fulfillment, lead us to the desires and the divine plan of our life, lead us in the direction of that. We're always being assisted to navigate around any challenges or obstacles we may find. We just have to adapt along the way. And the changes in the direction of your wish fulfillment, according to this card, are going to be better than you think. Better than you even realize, okay? Let's see if we can get one more. White carnation, devotion, be true and pure in thought and deed. There you go. Don't allow your thoughts to deceive you. Because sometimes we can allow, again, like I said, the thoughts to spiral into a negative way, right? And I'm sure you've heard this in my readings before. We got to reel it in and not give those negative thoughts any power. What you wish for and what you desire, okay, what you seek is also seeking you. So you have to be true and devoted to the vision and loyal to the vision that you have in your mind's eye, heart, and spirit, okay? That's what this card is saying. Be devoted to that vision you see for yourself. Don't let the doubts, the insecurities, and the worries, the fears, the things of the past hold you back and keep you from the vision that you see for yourself in your future. Be true and pure in thought and in deed. Allow your thoughts to align with your actions to align with your thoughts when it comes to the thing that you want to create and or manifest and or the wish that you seek. Okay? Things are developing. The little baby card says it. There's a brand new beginning at hand. There are lots of possibilities awaiting you on this venture in the direction of your wish. You got to stay true to the vision that you see. Your intuition, I think, with the King of Cups over here, knows what's true. But your mind and your heart might play games with you a little bit to talk you out of what you intuitively know. But what you intuitively sense in regards to this wish fulfillment that Spirit wants you to let in and make room for, right? By getting rid of all this conflict. Your inner being is in tune with the divine, and that is the voice that you should listen to. That is the one that speaks the truth, because it's always in alignment with God. It's always in alignment with you know, creator and universe. That voice, okay, is what we should always be in tune to. Okay. So it says rock bottom. Let's see what it says. This is the Enchanted Map Oracle. So let's see what it says. Look at that. Surrender and acceptance are the keys to freedom. I read both reversed and upright messages in case they resonate. So it says, as difficult as it may be to accept, it seems that you've reached a point where you can go no further in the same manner in which you've been doing things. Perhaps you've hit a proverbial brick wall or experienced a deep sense of loss. That would be the Three of Swords, right? And don't know where to turn. The old way of doing things must be discarded fully in order to move onward and upward. A new direction and new strategy are called for. There goes your new beginning, right? With the little baby card. A new direction. It says the only way out is through surrender. Accept things as they are and admit that you have no idea what to do next. And that's the thing. Spirit wants to give you the guidance with the star, but it needs room to work, right? And if you're stuck on the same pattern or paradigm, it's going to be hard for Spirit to deliver the messages that you need. Okay? It says, if you wait in that heartfelt moment of release, okay, then a stairway will appear like magic, and all manner of synchronicities will show you the way to higher ground. That would be the star, right? Because Spirit wants to guide you with synchronicity. The rock bottom card is a sign that a miracle is about to occur, but only if you let go completely. Look at that. That makes perfect sense. Spirit wants to put you on the road to your wish fulfillment, right? Spirit wants to lead you to your miracle. But you got to operate in trust and faith, and that requires surrender and letting go of the things that you can't control. And just give it to God, right? It says reversed. This card is the symbol for addiction in all forms, subtle or obvious. Doing the same things over and over and expecting different results will never provide you with what you desire. And that's where we have to change. We have to break the paradigm, right? At this moment, there is nowhere else to go, and you're facing the end of the road. If you fear change, and I did mention change, right? Right here with this card. Change. And the fetus energy, because a baby inside the womb is always changing, growing, and developing, right? There's room for growth here. Spirit's trying to put you on the path to your growth. Spirit's trying to put you on the path to your positive changes, right? If you fear change, be willing to change. Surrender your wants to a higher power. There you go. Ask for truth and allow humility to be your guiding force from within. And it does say, be true and pure in thought and deed, right? You will always get what you need. You are only a victim of your perceptions. Take heart, because you can't sink any further. The only way to go from here is up, and wondrous things await you. Absolutely. Absolutely. The wondrous awaits. The star energy is indicating that, okay? So be willing to let this go, to let your miracles come in. Spirit needs room to work. Spirit will help you navigate the challenges if any appear. It'll help you kind of soothe the angst that you feel in your soul when you surrender to the divine guidance that's always available and within you. Okay? Spirit wants to lead you to positive changes, new things, new possibilities, new beginnings. Your new is not going to be found in the past. It's not going to be found there. So I have dice as well here for your reading. If you're not familiar with my channel, I do roll the dice to get further confirmation. It might confirm with the angel numbers that show up. It might confirm some things I've already said in this reading, and or provide you with additional messages that you need for your journey personally. I don't recommend a source because it could be one you don't like. And two, I always want you to take the journey to find your own magic. Sometimes Spirit will put you on the path to find other confirmation and synchronicity along the way. If I gave you a shortcut, I might rob that experience from you. I don't want to take that from you. Likewise, I always tell everybody, please do not put the number interpretation in the comment section for the same reason, right? So we want everybody to find their own magic. So let's see what we get for your angel numbers, pile number 1. All right, so we have 6, 9, 4. So 694 is your angel number. Go ahead and look up that number, see what it brings to you. You know what? I just noticed this. You have basically 10 breaks down to a 1, and you also have the 1, and you're also pile number 1. So go look up the angel number as well. Maybe look up 101, okay, or 11. I'm just giving you a couple options here. Because if, yeah, I don't know why I said 11. And maybe if we got, well, yeah, because it's a master number and you don't break down an 11, a 22, or a 33. That's why. So go ahead and look up your angel number, see what it brings to you. Maybe look up the number 101, maybe look up the number 11 as well, in addition to the angel number for additional messages. If you feel that this reading has helped you and connected for you in some way, please do let me know in the comment section down below. Like, share, and subscribe to support this channel. Every interaction helps the channel grow, reach more people, find who it needs to. And if you ever want to take it a step further to support what I do on YouTube, check me out on Etsy. The link to my Etsy store is down below in the description box. Pay me a visit. I have handmade crystal jewelry there. I make with my 2 hands on my free time. Powerful tektite crystals like moldavite and Libyan desert glass, as well as Lemurian seed crystals. And I also have light language activations and tarot, personal tarot readings there when available too. So much love to you wherever you are. Be well, be safe, take care, and always keep shining. Pile number 2 viewers, you chose the B as your card. I will incorporate this into the reading as I get more cards on the table. This is your crystal. You chose Citrine. Okay, that's your crystal. Let's go ahead and start with the Witch's Tarot. We're going to find out what it is that Spirit wants you to let go. All right, there's something Spirit needs you to let go in order to let something else in, right? So what is it that Spirit wants you to let go in order to embrace the new or something else instead, right? And I did a reading like this many moons ago, actually, and I have linked that original reading of this same topic in the description box for you in case you're interested. So basically we're looking at what to let go and what to embrace. So what to let go and what to let in, what to let go, what to embrace, right? So we're looking at what to let go first. So for pile number 2 viewers, what is that Spirit wants you to let go? One more card. What to let go? Okay, let's take a look. Queen of Swords and the 2 of Wands. That's interesting. Queen of Swords is Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. I don't know if that's you. Maybe somebody else. 2 of Wands can indicate a decision. Okay, so this is kind of feeling like there's a choice or a path up ahead. And the feeling here is letting go of how the path may look up ahead. I don't know why I just got the feeling of like trying to focus on the now. That's what's needed, is to focus on the now, the present moment. Queen of Swords can oftentimes be very rigid. So there's this feeling of like, let go of the rigidness. Maybe there's a need to be more flexible, right? Especially if there's something you're planning with the 2 of Wands. If you're at a crossroads, right? Spirit is saying you got to let go of the inflexibility in regards to what lies ahead. Maybe be more flexible in the planning. Okay, if you're planning for something, if you're making an important choice or decision because, you know, you have a choice between A or B, go left or right. There's a crossroads, right, that you could be at with the 2 of Wands. And there's planning that takes place before you take your next step. And sometimes the Queen of Swords can be very rigid in her thinking and in her actions. Now, a lot of times when she's rigid, it's because she wants to stick to her guns. She wants to stick to her truth. You can't blame her for that, right? She wants to be true to herself in all ways. And I'm not telling you not to be true to yourself. I would want you to always honor being true to yourself. But what I'm trying to say with the Queen of Swords in this position with the 2 of Wands is that if you're planning for something, you got to leave a little room for flexibility, right? You got to leave a little room for things to flow the way they need to in the right direction with the Two of Wands. Maybe release a little control, right, over the fine detailing. It's almost like let Spirit fine detail that for you. Let Spirit fine tune it along the way. You decide, yes, with the Queen of Swords, you decide what it is that you want, right? And take decisive action, you know, once you decide, sure, be decisive. Because if there's any indecision, that can create a little bit of kind of upheaval in a sense, you know, it can make things harder if you're indecisive. So if you're indecisive, you got to let that go and you got to be more decisive. But yes, be true to yourself, be decisive in your decision making, right? But then also the feeling here from these two cards is once you decide, right? Try not to be so rigid as far as the details of how it all will unfold, right? Try not to be so rigid about the how, the when. Allow some room for flexibility, because sometimes the Queen of Swords can be very rigid and inflexible. Okay, and if there's any indecisiveness, Spirit saying you got to let go of that indecisive energy. You got to let go of not deciding, because sometimes not deciding is still deciding. You're deciding to do nothing, right? And the feeling here is if you're sitting on something with the Queen of Swords, struggling to decide something, Spirit's like, decide, please, so we can move things forward. Make a choice. Choose your path. Choose the path that resonates most true to you. And then once you decide, right, trust and give a little bit of flexibility as far as how it will all develop and come about. There's something that has to be decided, maybe something you have yet to decide, something maybe you've been sitting on, and that's what needs to be let go, the indecision. The feeling here is a little bit of like wanting to get you to get up and move. Get up and decide already, right? Do it already. What have you been hesitating for? Because you're like on the brink of something, but you haven't quite taken action yet with the Two of Wands. That's why it's an energy of like the planning stage, because you're contemplating it with the Queen of Swords energy for sure, but you still haven't decided what you're going to do, which way you're going to go, how you're going to approach. And the feeling here is, well, that indecisiveness or that indecision or that waiting period, that has to go, right? It's all about deciding now, sooner rather than later, so that way Spirit can align things the way they need to be aligned. And in the alignment process, allow room for some flexibility is what this is saying. Okay, so what to let in? What is that Spirit wants you to let in? So we got to decide something over here. We got to be decisive about something in order to let, and make a choice, right? In order to let something in. All right, so what do we have here? All right, that's a lot of cards. I just wanted 2, but we got 5, and I'm going to roll with it. So I hope this doesn't turn out to a super long reading. All right, so what is it? Wow, guys. Oh my gosh. All right, Spirit wants you, okay, as far as what to let in, right? Spirit wants you to let in right here, your abundance. Maybe a life partner, because you have the Two of Cups. A partnership, a business partnership even with these 2 cards, I could go so far as to say. Spirit wants you to let in this clarity, this union, this money, these blessings, these financial windfalls. It's like you coming into union with your abundance, your prosperity, your life, maybe a life partner for some of you, maybe a marriage, right? Spirit wants you to let in this clarity, this knowing, these epiphanies, these synchronicities of information that get downloaded to you that are going to lead you, I think, to this. Okay? With the Ace of Swords. So, okay, let me go over them. You have the Ten of Wands, you have the Judgment, you have the Ace of Swords, the Two of Cups, and you have the Ten of Pentacles. So Spirit wants you to let down the burdens, right? Let down the yoke. Spirit doesn't want to have you carrying any burdens on you, because Spirit wants you to be free. Okay, the Judgment energy speaks of rebirth and freedom and liberation, right? Liberation of the past. Liberation of the past so you can receive the new with the Ace of Swords. And the new that comes in is one of clarity, right? Alignment with the number 2. Completion with the Ten of Pentacles. And you have the bee energy. You have the bee energy. The bee is all about success. It's all about a sweet life. It's all about your hard work paying off, and look, it bringing you much success. Okay? It's social interactions and gatherings, right? So you could definitely meet somebody new along this new path. Once you decide to take the journey over here, once you decide in the direction towards something with the Queen of Swords and the Two of Wands, it opens up all kinds of doors for you to let go of the past, to put the burdens of the past behind you, to release all of that, to liberate you to receive the new with greater clarity, vision, understanding, and knowing with the Ace of Swords. Everything starts to make sense. It's like the minute you decide, the minute you forge your path forward, the weight of the world gets lifted from you with the Ten of Wands. It gets put down and liberated from you, okay? And everything starts to make sense over here with the Ace of Swords with greater clarity than ever before. Which then puts you on the path towards your alignment, whether it's union within yourself, right? Balance and union within yourself, or with another. Which then aligns you with your balance, right? Not only just your balance, but it aligns you balance within, balance outside of you. So within, so without, right? It aligns you with all of that. But it brings you into alignment with your abundance, your prosperity, your longevity, right? All the things that matter. Like the Ten of Pentacles is one of those cards like having it all. So not only do you have love, but then you got money too, right? You're protected in that sense. You have success. Spirit wants you to let this in. Make a choice so you can let all of these blessings in. Not only do you have blessings of love, but you have blessings that are of a tangible, fiscal, monetary nature too. Love and money. Don't we all want that? And greater clarity with a sense of direction over here with the Ace of Swords. Spirit wants you to be free. Have the freedom to move about with greater clarity and alignment towards the direction of your success, your abundance with the Ten of Pentacles, your harmony, your inner alignment, maybe the love of your life, a soulmate perhaps. Just decide what you need to do. Do it, right? And then be flexible about how it all develops. Be a little flexible, which also obviously gives Spirit room to do the work to bring it to you. You know, your Spirit wants you to let your sweet life in, right? Because that's what the bees do. They produce honey. Honey. And by the way, I did shuffle for all the cards that you choose from during the selection process of your reading. So that's why I'm obviously incorporating this. But the bee is a symbol of a sweet life because you work toward a goal and you reap the rewards of the goal, right? Of your hard work, basically via the goal. The goal is to make the honey, right? You're working towards making the honey. The honey is the reward for all your hard work. And the honey is a symbol of success. It's a symbol of the sun. The bees are Bees in themselves are a symbol of the sun. Bees are associated with the Egyptian god Ra. Honey is said to be the tears of Ra. So the Ace of Swords is here, and it represents the enlightenment and the clarity of the sun, right? Because it sheds light on everything. And oftentimes the sword of truth comes in to cut through the clouds of any confusion that you have in your life to give you clarity, insight, and understanding. So when I see the bee here, I can't help but think of the clarity of the sun that sheds light on any situation that was once in the dark, in association with the Ace of Swords. And then not only that, you have the higher perspective here of the hawk in this card, which again gives you greater insight, clarity, and understanding. So Spirit's trying to move you in the direction of greater insight and understanding to help you arrive at this Two of Cups and Ten of Pentacles energy and this success, right, that comes with it. But in order, right, to get you there, there's something you have to do on your end. And one of them, well, it feels like the thing that needs to be done is the Two of Wands. There has to be a choice. You have to move. You have to take action in the direction of something. You can't just sit on it. Spirit wants you to move and take action towards something. The longer you sit on it without deciding, right, it delays this, because this is what Spirit wants you to let in. You got to do this in order to let this in. I feel like as soon as you decide, all this baggage and burden goes away, you're free, and everything just falls into place as it should. Everything starts to make itself clear. And then you come into alignment with your blessings. You come into alignment with your success. You come into alignment with everything that is good for you. Because bees are social creatures. You might meet somebody with the Two of Cups. Okay, your decision might put you on the path to meet somebody new. Your decision might put you on the path to align with a business partner and make good money with the Ten of Pentacles. Your decision might put you on the path towards your financial success and give you inner harmony within yourself as well. There's love here, there's marriage, there's commitment, right? Ten of Pentacles is energy of things that are meant to last. It's legacy. It's things that last a lifetime, not just for your generation, but future generations. So there's a lifetime of reward here to be found, and a very sweet, successful, happy life. Once you get out of your own head, stop being indecisive, take action in the direction of something that you've been thinking about and sitting on thinking about it with the Queen of Swords, right? Spirit wants you to let go of the indecisive nature that maybe has taken over and paralyzed you in a sense from making a choice or taking action in the direction of something you've been thinking about for a while, right? Let that go, so that way you can let all this in. You can close out a difficult cycle over here, be free to create the new, free to welcome in the new. And we see new energy here. So let's see if we can get here a few cards from the Language of Flowers. Whoa. Okay, that is... Oh, you know what? I might as well. Let's see what they say. They all flipped over. So you're getting lots of extra cards. Slow down. The pace must abate before it's too late. Slow down. The pace must abate before it's too late. All right, I'm going to come back to that because stock, slow down. That's the name of the card. Why does that feel like it belongs over here with the decision making? Okay, but we'll get back to it. We have Calla Lily. reinvention or rejuvenation, sorry. Reawaken and then stand stronger. The reinvention or rejuvenation, renewal would be the judgment energy. Okay, we have sunflower. Yeah, that falls in line with the bee. Okay. Assertiveness, rise up, stand stronger, and true. Yeah, that would be associated with the bee, because again, when you rise up, you stand stronger and true. When you rise up, you decide. You finally take a stand. You put your foot down and you decide something. You assert yourself. Okay, this is what I'm going to do. Then you can move forward in the direction of it, right? Sunflowers are also a symbol of success. They are associated with the sun, and I'm going to put that over here with the bee. Whoa, longevity, plan for and take the dedicated path. Longevity, I mentioned with the Ten of Pentacles. Plan for and take the dedicated path would be finally with the Two of Wands, deciding, okay? Instead of just sitting on it, just finally deciding, and then take the path, right? I feel like once you decide, you're going to like reinvent yourself, rebirth yourself, have a renewal moment, an awakening maybe, okay? An awakening will take place because it says reawaken and then stand stronger. Yes, you'll have a leveling up of some sort here with the Judgment and this card. The longevity, plan for and take the action, right? Wisteria. Take the dedicated path so you can receive this. I feel like this is saying the pace must abate before it's too late. Saying slow down. Maybe slow your mind, right? Slow your thoughts so you can understand what the right choice is that you need to make. Right? Sometimes our thoughts run amok. Right? And we don't want to miss the train. You know what I'm saying? I feel like there's an opportunity and a chance, and there's a small window, it feels like. There's a small window of opportunity. And you have your moment to act. Take stock of everything that you need to do, right? And then take action in the direction of. So it's like if you have to calm your mind, you have to slow your mind in order to decide or to hear properly what it is that you feel you need to do that, right? You want to make sure that you're within that window, right? That Spirit needs you to be in for the perfect alignment, the perfect timing, specific just to you, right? Because Spirit is never too late. I don't necessarily agree with that. I don't think that Spirit is ever too late. It says the pace must abate before it's too late. That's BS to me. Because Spirit's never late. There is like a small window of opportunity that you might have, and you might have to decide something, but those parameters might be circumstantial outside of you via a third party. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes there's deadlines that are placed before us that we have to decide before we miss our opportunity, but some of those deadlines are placed there by others. So if there is something that has to be decided by a certain time, slow your mind down, clear the chatter so you can receive the right nudge, action that you need to take in the right direction by the time that you need to. Okay? I hope that makes sense. So I'm going to roll the dice for you, but I want to get a final oracle card for you first. So I have the Enchanted Map Oracle, and I'm going to read directly from the book. I will read the reversed and upright messages, just in case they both apply. So let's see here. Whoa, let's see. Oh, wow. Magical Map Shifter. All right, let's see what it says. 52. Okay, so we have the Magical Map Shifter. It says, Spirit orchestrates everyone's destiny. Upright message. It says, when the Magical Map Shifter card arrives, it comes with a mission to make you aware of the people who come into your life to impact your personal growth. Could be someone new here with the Two of Cups, right? Perhaps you meet a soulmate, there you go, whose presence invites you to be the best you that you can be, or someone who leads you out of difficulty and into a place of safety and success. Success with the B, right? Success also with the Ten of Pentacles. Pay attention to those individuals who cross your path today and cause you to reflect on your journey. Be aware, or be awake and aware, and you'll recognize them for the important change agents they are. Your whole perspective about who you are and why you're here will shift. The magical map shifter always initiates you into a better version of yourself. Whoa. So I think that's where this is leading you, right? Spirit wants you to let this in because this is what awaits you. You're headed into the best version of yourself. There's just a couple of things that need to be done on your end in order to make way or room for it. Okay. All right, so it says the reversed. It says, reverse, the magical map shifter card may bring you the opposite of what you seek. Perhaps you're in denial about your situation and refuse to see the truth. Well, I mean, technically, Spirit wants you to let go of this Queen of Swords energy, so maybe you're not seeing the truth of a situation, right? That's possible in this position. Or maybe you've been traveling down a path that has constantly led you to a field of poppies where you fall asleep and dream of desires that never find their form, right? That makes sense too, because it's like, why are you sitting on it? Spirit's like wondering, why are you sitting on this thought? Why are you not taking action and deciding in the direction of it, right? Over here. That makes sense. To have the life you really want, you must match its vibrational energy and resonate with it. Sometimes our greatest hurts and disappointments are what awaken us to our need to shift to a higher frequency. If your heart aches because someone is breaking it, the discomfort will lead you to a more authentic life. Don't linger in the pain or blame the magical map shifter for alerting you to the illusion you clung to. Know that treasure lies elsewhere and can be recovered once you've healed the wound that is reflected in those who come to you as catalysts for growth. So maybe, I mean, maybe you're not seeing the truth, right? Or maybe you're not admitting the truth about a situation with somebody, and there's a choice that you maybe need to make with the Queen of Swords to cut them out of your life and choose a different path away from them with these two cards. That could be something to let go, to cut someone out of your life and forge your own path, right? But then it's like, once you do, look at what you welcome in, especially if that person's not good for you, right? As you experience yourself transforming into the higher version of yourself, you'll come to understand that you're always fortunate when you meet up with the magical map shifter. Yeah, because everything always works out in your favor. Okay? Slow down, clear your thoughts in order to see the truth, in order to decide what's best for you, and then, again, make or take action in the direction of it. I think once you decide what is best for you, you know what you need to do, then Spirit's ready to let all this in for you, to let go of the burdens of the past, to drop down that yoke of the Ten of Wands, to release yourself, free yourself, heal yourself, liberate yourself, to welcome in the renewal and the rebirth and reinvention of yourself, to bring you greater clarity, into alignment with someone or something that's going to bring you great blessings, security, safety of the Ten of Pentacles, right? A strong, solid foundation, maybe money, success, wealth, happiness, right? Absolutely. So this is what I have for you, pile number 2 viewers. I'm going to go ahead and roll the dice. If you're not familiar with my channel, the dice may confirm some things I've already said in this reading and or provide you with additional information that you need for your journey personally. I don't like to recommend a source to look up the angel numbers because at the end of the day, it could be one you don't like. 2, I want you to take the journey to find your own magic. Sometimes Spirit puts you on a path or a journey to research the numbers and then show you other things along the way. And if I gave you a shortcut to find the numbers, I might rob you of that experience and journey. Don't want that to happen. Likewise, I always tell everybody not to put the number interpretation in the comment section for the same reason. We want everybody to find their own magic and we don't want to rob them of that experience. So let's see. Pile number 2. All right, so we have 6, 9, and 6. 696 is your angel number. Go ahead and look up that number. See what it brings to you. I don't remember what pile number 1's number was, but I think it was similar. Anyhow, 696 is your number. Go ahead and look that up, see what it brings to you. If you feel that this reading has helped you in some way, please do let me know in the comment section down below. Like, share, and subscribe to support this channel. Every interaction helps this channel grow, reach more people, find who it needs to. And if you ever want to take it a step further to support what I do, check me out on Etsy. The link to my Etsy store is down below in the description box. Pay me a visit. I have handmade crystal jewelry there, powerful tektite crystals like moldavite and Libyan desert glass. I also have Lemurian seed crystals there also. Light language activation sessions as well as personal tarot readings there. So much love to you wherever you are. Be well, be safe, take care, and always keep shining. Pile number 3, you chose the pentagram, or it looks like a pentacle to me. And you have the Spirit Quartz as your crystal. I'm just going to put that there. I will incorporate this card into the reading as I get more cards on the table. So we are going to be looking at pile number 3. We're going to be looking at what to let go and what to let in. Okay, what to let go, what to embrace, right? So what does that spirit need you to let go in order to let this in, or in order to embrace something else instead, right? So let's see, what to let go. And I'm also, I'm also going to be linking down below the original version of this reading. I did this reading many, many moons ago, this topic. And I will put that down below in case anybody's curious about referring to that one as well. So for what to let go, we have the Magician and the Page of Pentacles. And I'm going to shuffle later for the aspect of what to let in. Okay. So what to let go? We have the Magician and the Page of Pentacles. We have Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus here with the Page of Pentacles energy. And I feel like this is saying the need to control, right? Because the Magician is that. He manipulates things. It's kind of this feeling of trying to force it to happen, right? Because you can't force things to happen. They can manifest and materialize, right? It's like let go of how it will arrive. Let go of how it will manifest. That's what this is saying. Stop trying to control those details of how the opportunity with the Page of Pentacles is going to be presented to you. Just, it feels like just know that it will. Right? Because you can manifest something while giving spirit the space to align it. Because I always say that everything is like a giant math equation. And there's an app for that. Right? There's a math equation for it. There's a million different ways that spirit can deliver what it is that you want to manifest. It can, yeah, anything is possible. Crazy things can happen to align you with what you need and what you want and what you wish to manifest. Sometimes the Page of Pentacles speaks of like something being presented to you, an opportunity, right? A new opportunity. And the Magician here is trying to make something happen. He always does because he has the power to. So I'm not saying for you to let go of your manifestation. Heck no. Okay, never. Because what you want is also seeking you too, right? I'm not telling you to let go of the manifestation. What I'm telling you is basically to let go of how it will present itself. Like surrender and release a little control in regards to how it will materialize. And how the opportunity will show itself. How it will develop. Pages are like the initial investment into something. And I feel like the Page of Pentacles is telling me you've already made that investment. You've already initiated that thing or endeavor, or you've already taken the first step toward it by the setting of your intention with the Magician, right? So it's a matter of like, you've already planted the seed. Spirit already took your order. So stop worrying about the fine details. All right, so let's see if we can get some information here as far as like what to let in, right? What does the Spirit want you to let in? What does that Spirit want you to let in? Pile number 3, viewers. Wow, okay. So you had one fly out. Let's see. Wow, the Empress and the Temperance. This is beautiful. 2 major arcanas. Obviously, you have 3 here with the Magician as well. So again, like I said, what to let go, the need to control how it will develop, how it will come about, how it will be initiated with the page, because pages are the initiation of something, the first step in the direction of something. They take the first step and make the first investment in something. And this is of a physical nature because it's a Pentacles, right? So let go of the control of how it will manifest and materialize and how it will develop and or present itself. You've already planted the seed. It's already in the works. Spirit wants you to just let it happen. Let it birth itself with the Empress into your experience. Okay, because the Empress is all about the birth of a dream. She gives birth to something, right? Technically, it could be a child. I mean, we do have the child energy of the page, and we have the Empress who is pregnant. So, again, I don't know if anybody is looking to manifest pregnancy or baby. That's a possibility. And in that case, Spirit is saying, let go of the how and the when, right? Of when that will happen. That goes for anything you're trying to birth into your experience, whether it's actual literal baby or a project or a manifestation, a wish, a goal. You know, we do have to kind of surrender control. You know, those are some things that we can't manipulate. There are some things that we can't manipulate in that regard, because Spirit knows the hour, Spirit knows the time, Spirit knows how, and all the details that are going to line it up into the perfect math equation to deliver it to you. And that is what we need to release control over. That's the part of it that we got to surrender a bit in order to allow it to be birthed into our experience. Okay, so the Empress energy here is, she holds something sacred within her, right? And it is that energy of developing something before it becomes. So to me, Spirit is saying here, well, this thing that you're trying to manifest with the Magician energy, the thing that you have been investing a lot of your time and energy into to make happen, okay, it's already in the developmental stage with the Empress energy. She's already got it in her womb. It's growing, it's developing, it's becoming, because it's a number 3. And the number 3 itself talks about creation, also talks about manifestation and development, right? The building up to something. So Spirit is saying, look, you already did the manifestation work over here, right? What you need to let go is the control of how it will become, how it will be presented, how it will develop, and allow it just to grow, right? Allow it to become so it can be birthed into your experience, because eventually the Empress does give birth. You know, she's a sign of abundance and fertility and growth. Right? She's also the divine feminine. She's also the goddess of love. She represents Venus. She represents harvest and fertility, like I said already. And Spirit's saying, well, let the development part to me. Leave it to me. And let your healing take place. Let the balance and alignment of the temperance take place. Let me find the solution, right? Because that's what the temperance is. It's like, I call her the mixologist, right? Because she's mixing and pouring to find the right balance, harmony, solution to any given situation, to bring it, right, into that, I guess, to find the happy medium, so to speak. It's also protective energy of your angels. So it's like Spirit saying, let this healing take place. Let this alignment take place. Let it develop as it will. Let the birth happen. Right? It kind of feels like there's nothing else that you need to do. It feels like with the Magician, you probably already done everything that you've needed to do. You've put all the tools on the table. You've used all the tools on the table. You've already taken the initial steps with the Page of Pentacles. Now it's a matter of letting it be birthed into your experience and trusting that it will. And that your team is watching out over you as you give birth to this manifestation. So you got to release resistance, release control in order to let it happen and develop at the right time, in the right way, for the highest balance and harmony of everybody involved with the temperance. The temperance is also about healing, right? So there's a lot healing in your life, right? There's a healing taking place here. For some of you, you might have had to let go of like a, I don't know, if there was a manipulating energy in your life over here with the Magician, you might have to let that go and drop the investment into that person if they were manipulative and hurtful, right? Because sometimes we invest with the Page of Pentacles, we invest in things and people that aren't looking out for our best interests, okay? So if this is referring to a person that you were investing your time and energy into, and they were operating more from like a manipulative energy and shadow, you might have to let that person go and drop the investment and stop giving any more of your energy to that person, right? In order for Spirit to allow healing to begin and for you to step into your divine feminine power over here with the Empress and the Temperance. Right, here's the healing of the temperance, here's the divine feminine power. Maybe you standing in your power and dropping that energy out of your life is what levels you up into your divine, right? To your divine self, basically. Again, this is all about you stepping into your divine power, becoming the divine feminine, and or finding the divine feminine that you seek, right? Like, who wants a page when you can have a queen, right? Or who wants to be a page when you can become a queen? You know, there's a little bit of that. I can see this in regards to love, you know, because sometimes the temperance is the hidden Two of Cups, right? It's a hidden Two of Cups. So I'm seeing some aspects of, you know, love as well in this. I feel like the temperance is saying, Spirit's like saying, you know, let me take care of you. Let me take care of it. Let me take care of how it will be birthed into your experience. This maybe person or this manifestation or whatever it is that you're holding in yourself, because everything begins inside you first. Everything that you wish to materialize and manifest outside of you in your physical everyday world begins on the inside first. before it's birthed into your experience. And Temperance is saying, let me find the solution. Let me find the perfect math equation in order to help birth this thing into your life. You've already done the work. You've made the initial investments, or you've already invested the initial stages, you know, beginning of your energy into this thing to manifest it, because it's earth energy, right? You actually do take a tangible step or make an initial tangible investment with the pentacle into something. It's like you already done that. You already put the energetic work with the magician. You've already done that. Let us handle, let the universe, let God, creator spirit, let your team, your angels, your guides handle the rest, is the feeling here. Because we see with the Empress, you're about to bring something into your experience. You're about to birth it. And there's a little bit of a need to relinquish control in order to let it in. You've already, you know, you're in creator mode, right? You're entering into the creation mode, the birthing room, the waiting room. Kind of feels like these things are going to align for you, and there's so much like leveling up to be found along the way. The pentagram speaks of material gain, you know, and the sum of all your choices basically leading up to what you experience in your human journey. So in this deck, you know, that's what this card represents. It's like all the sum of your choices leading up, you know, is what creates your reality. And like I said, over here, I feel like you already did the work. You've already made all the choices that you needed to make. You've already, made those initial investments. And you're on the path over here, right? This is what Spirit wants you to let in. The development, right, of it being birthed into your experience. Like, let it happen. Stop trying to control every detail. You know, release and relinquish a little bit of that control so Spirit can do the work and find the solution, the right balance, and the right math equation to make it all align for you. So Spirit can actually materialize it for you. Again, the pentacle energy, pentagram, earth energy, right? It's about making it into matter. It's about developing it so that way you can touch it, you know? Again, everything begins in the inner world as a thought first before it's birthed into your physical reality as something you can touch and hold. So this is about it, you know, materializing. Material gain, basically your abundance, your fertility, your wealth, right? Over here with the Empress. This is about physical, something physical now. It's like we dream it up first, right? We dream it up first in our inner world, and then eventually it gets birthed outside of us, so where we can hold it like I am this card. And that's what that's saying. You're on the road to making that happen, but you got to relinquish a little bit of control and just know that you've already done everything that you needed to do in order to make this develop. And again, I feel like these cards are saying, you know, it could be a person that you're letting go. It could be a job that you can't stand that you have, you know, that maybe needs to be let go, especially if there's a lot of manipulative energy or shadow aspected energies, right? In regards to your job, you might have to let that go in order to welcome in a job that's more in alignment with you and that brings you more abundance, right? and gives you the money that you're looking for with the pentacle there. So let's see if we can get a few cards here from the language of flowers. I'm going to grab a final oracle card as well from the Enchanted Map Oracle, but let's see if we can get a few cards here first. Okay, there's one. And two. All right, what do we have here? Insight. The answers are there for those who look. And then we have cooperation. Stephanotis, take the hand offered or ask. Okay, so that's weird because I think I mentioned this in one of the other readings. Sometimes our guides, right, with the temperance energy, think of your guardian angels, they can intervene, but you have to ask them. Otherwise, they can't intervene. Right? And it says, take the hand offered or ask. So if you need assistance, if you need to know what it is that you need to do next, ask for insight. Okay? Because it does say insight. If you want confirmation and or proof even that your manifestation is on the way and that there's no need to worry about it, right? Then again, ask for a clue, ask for a sign. Ask for a sign that you will know instantly upon seeing it. You'll recognize the sign for what it is, where you won't have any doubt or insecurities. It'll be so clear to you that it's taking place and that it actually is happening and that you're on the path to birth it into your experience. You know, you want a sign that's clear as day. You want to know. That's why, you know, some of us find feathers and we connect with that. You know, we find feathers as confirmation of our spirit team, our angels looking out for us, giving us confirmation along the way that what we desire, what we seek, or that we're on the right path, you know, it's all happening, it's coming about. It helps us on the journey not feel alone, right? And to know that we are looked out for and that we're on the right track. So I feel like this is saying, if you need a sign that you're moving in the right direction, if you need that insight, the answers are all around us. Sometimes also we just have to ask. For me personally, it's feathers. I get feathers all the time. I find them out in nature all the time. And it's other symbols and signs like hearts. I see hearts and stars a lot of times in things. In food and fruit and objects and puddles of water. Like, it's crazy. Rocks, star-shaped, heart-shaped things all the time. So it's like, that's what these two cards are saying. You know, your team, your spirit team is always looking out for you. They're working on your behalf at all times. If you need a sign, if you need answers to something, if you need insight, if you need confirmation, if you're looking for a sign, all you got to do is ask. It says the answers are there for those who look. And also the answers are there to those who ask. That's why it says take the hand offered or ask. It's like Spirit's trying to guide you in the right direction. Spirit's trying to lead you in the direction of this thing, to have this thing birthed into your experience. If you need to, give a shout out to your spirit team and be like, look, can you show me a sign? Can you give me a sign? Can you let me know that I'm on the right path, that this is really happening for me? And the universe will deliver it. I feel like this card over here is saying, look, you've made all the right choices. You've done everything that you need to do. Okay? Especially if it's in regards to a manifestation developing in your life. You've already done the work. You've already done the initial investment. Okay? To lead you to the materialization of the thing that you wish to attain. Now, if it's not a manifestation, again, if you need insight as far as what the right thing to do is, over here it's telling you to leave something maybe not so healthy over here, right? If it's an unhealthy job situation, right? And or a person that you've been investing in your time and energy into, that might have to change before you can birth the new, or birth the healing experience, or birth the desire of what it is that you really want instead. Okay, and if you need insight and clarity as far as, you know, what the right move to make is, again, your angels with the temperance, your angels, your guides, your team is always available to ask. You know, because you have free will, but you can ask for divine intervention and assistance when necessary. So I have the enchanted map. I want to go over, I just want one more card to close out your reading, the final oracle card. Another thing I just got, I'm sorry, gotta mention it. The other thing that I'm feeling here is that Spirit is always protecting your interest. We have the guardian angel energy of the temperance, okay? And protecting your interest over here with the pentacle. So Spirit's always looking out for your interests, whether they be of a tangible nature or just looking out for your good in general. Okay, and that's something like I felt like you need to know. Spirit's always looking out for your best interest. Let's see, one card, final oracle card for pile number 3. What do we have? Spark. Okay, let's see what it says. 34. Okay, I'm going to read directly from the book. It says, you are a clear channel for divine creativity. There is a spark of creativity in you, and you have every reason to move forward with optimism and hope. There you go. Open yourself to inspiration and allow life to show you its beauty and your part in co-creating it, right? In regards to manifesting it. This is the perfect time to give birth to an idea. Wait a minute here. Right? There you go. That's the birth of the dream, the birth of the idea that I was talking about. Like Spirit wants this to be birthed into your experience, but sometimes you gotta, you know, relinquish a little bit of control as far as the how, the when, the why, and all those details, right? Because we can just, if anything, create a little bit of resistance in allowing it in. It says, this is the perfect time to give birth to an idea, start a new relationship or job, or begin an endeavor. Remember I was saying if there was like a toxic job or a toxic relationship or something like that over here with these 2 cards, you might have to let that go in order to birth something new, and also to bring in something more in alignment with you with the temperance card, something more of a healing quality, healthy, happy, and healing energy instead. Right? That would fall in line with that. It's like, this is what Spirit wants to let in. A happy, healthy, loving relationship, maybe. Right? Okay, so yeah. Attraction is high as you connect with others who can co-create joyous experiences and join with you in expressing the finer aspects of life. Watching a spark turn to a flame and stoking that fire is a gratifying activity. And you know what? The Empress energy is a very highly attractive woman or vibration, okay? And like I was feeling that divine feminine energy, or, you know, your divine self, your higher self, right? So I do read the reverse message in case it resonates. It says, sometimes your fire gets doused by others who don't want you to be all that you can be. That would be this, right? Like if there's a manipulative shadow aspected energy surrounding you, right? Right here, that would be what to let go. With the magician energy. Okay. In that case, you need to move away. There you go. From the water, lest things get too damp. The spark card in reverse position may also indicate that you're allowing yourself to be so consumed by a thought, feeling, or situation that you're in danger of becoming completely burned out. So remember when I said that Spirit's like, okay, you want to develop this thing, you want to birth this thing into your experience, and Spirit wants to assist you there, okay, and in making that happen. But sometimes you got to relinquish control. You got to let a little bit of the how, the why, the when, and all those details go. You got to surrender a bit because, again, you've already done the work. You've already done maybe the initial investment in it over here. And it's like what you got to let go is of how it will come about, because that creates resistance, right? That is basically what this is saying. Okay, you're allowing yourself to be so consumed, right? You got to let go of control by a thought, feeling, or a situation that you're in danger of becoming completely burned out. Compulsion and impulsiveness must be tempered now. Rest by a warm fire. Let things die down a bit. Then you'll see if the true spark will still be there. If not, you can always light another fire another time. That, you know what? That does really apply with what I said. Okay, it's like, let Spirit take the wheel a little bit. You know, you've already done what you needed on your end. You already put it out there into the universe. The universe took your order. It's just a matter of allowing, right? Letting it go, saying, okay, Spirit, I trust you. I trust how, right? I surrender the how, the when, the why. I surrender that all to you and just prepare myself to receive, right? I prepare myself to birth this into my experience. You have the perfect math equation to make it happen on my behalf. There's nothing else I need to worry about, right? Yeah. Sometimes we push too hard. It doesn't need to be that way. When we push too hard, we create resistance unnecessarily, okay? And that's what that's saying. So, yeah, did I read it all? Pretty sure I read it all. Yeah. So let's go ahead and roll the dice. I think that does apply wholeheartedly. Okay. Again, if you need insight, ask Spirit to let you know that everything's okay. All right. And that everything's moving in the right direction the way it should. So you don't need to worry your head over it or anything like that. Just allow it to be and become. So let's see what angel numbers come up for you. If you're not familiar with my channel, what I do is I roll the dice for angel numbers. These numbers from the dice may confirm some things I've already said in this reading and or provide you with other insight you need personally. I don't recommend a source because it could be a source you don't like, right? And at that point, you could lose some of the fun. So I always say, look up the numbers for yourself. Find a source that you trust. Research the numbers. Take the journey, right? I don't want to give you a shortcut to research the numbers also because I want you to find the serendipity and synchronicity that oftentimes can be found along the way. I always want you to find your own magic. If I gave you a shortcut, I might rob you of that experience, and I don't want that to happen. Likewise, I always tell everybody to refrain from putting the number interpretation in the comment section for the same reason. We want everybody to take the journey for themselves, come across other confirmation that they may need, and we don't want to rob them of that journey. All right, so let's see what numbers come up for you, pile number 3. All right, so we have 9. Whoa, hold on. 9 again. 9, 9, and 4. So 994 is your angel number. Go ahead and look at that number. See what it brings to you. If you feel that this reading has helped and connected for you in some way, please do let me know in the comment section down below. Like, share, and subscribe to support this channel. You want to take it a step further to support what I do. Maybe consider checking me out on Etsy. The link to my Etsy store is down below in the description box. Pay me a visit. I have handmade crystal jewelry there that I make with my 2 hands. Powerful tektite crystals like Moldavite and Libyan desert glass. I also have Lemurian seed crystals there as well. I have personal readings and light language activations when available. Keyword when. Sometimes they're sold out. So much love to you all who are watching. Take care and always keep shining.